Past 8 here on Bondi Radio. We got a special guest in the studio across there with Amy. How are you, Amy? You go good across the other side of the room?
Yeah, I know. This is my second chair now, my second home.
It's
always me that gets put over here, you know?
Well, you like it across there.
I do like it with the comfy chairs. But we do have a very special guest. Ariel, how are you this morning?
I made it.
She made it. There was a little dog poo incident, I think, this morning.
I love a bit of a hump day challenge. So I get the call from you to come over here last night. I'm like, I can do this. One's off to band.
Yeah.
And the other one was like, I've got twin 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
So I've got one here in the studio with me today.
Yeah.
And he had to go and step in a bit of Bondi dog poo on the way here, which I'm going to use that as good luck for me for my show tomorrow night.
Absolutely. So
did he slide through it or just stand in it? What happened? Let's talk about this dog
I'm going
poo.
to call this low-key dog poo stepping in. I got to work on that bit.
Right.
But he kind of, by the time we worked it out, it was all over the dash and the carpet, the little carpet bit, you know?
That's not a good look.
And I'm very olfactory. Like, try having twin 8-year-old boys and being as olfactory as me. And I didn't pick it up. I was just busy doing the drop off and, battling through the Bondi morning traffic.
My goodness.
By the time we worked it out, I just had to go into my deep breathing.
So did he have his feet up on the dashboard in the car? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, the good old. Yeah, it was 5 out of 5 for smear.
Right.
Yeah, smear campaign.
Wow. Well, that's very exciting. So you're going to use that probably in your show tomorrow.
Yeah,
tell us all about your show.
Well, tomorrow I'm celebrating being Queen of Fun. It's my 1-year anniversary. I self-crowned myself last year as Queen of Fun. I've been eating a lot of cake since then. And I've got my 1-year anniversary comedy show. It's Barbarella's Comedy Night themed sex at Potts Point Hotel.
Okay, fantastic. So that's tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow evening starts at 7.
Fantastic.
So you can have a nice dinner and a few drinks at the Potts Point Hotel, level 2.
Beautiful.
And then I've got 6 funny folk for a smorgasbord of comedy themed sex. I sent out a newsletter this week telling people it's not an orgy, folks. It's just I give one word to my comedians to riff on and then we talk about it. So tomorrow it's let's talk about sex, baby. Showing my age there.
Amazing. Okay, so how can people get tickets for your events?
Okay, so I'm Barbarella Bondi on Insta. So all the details are in my link there, but I am a supporter of Humanitics, so I use Humanitics for my booking portal, and it's a really philanthropic site. It's actually a Bondi boy who started Humanitics. Hey, Josh. And every admin fee from Humanitics goes towards helping Indigenous youth education.
Oh, fantastic.
It's really awesome.
That's really cool.
Oh, it's definitely good to give back, give back to the community. So
I love that.
You said it's your 1-year anniversary. Does that mean you've been doing comedy for 1 year?
1 year. I fell into it. It's a happy accident. I found my calling, I feel like. But I actually, if you would have told me a year ago I'd be doing stand-up in front of hundreds of people across Sydney, I would have slapped you.
What made you decide to do that then?
Have you seen or heard of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Mrs. Maisel?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Well, look, long story short, I've been on stage my whole life doing different things, debating, singing, even sales is a kind of performance art,
You do like a year sort of cycle. So you do one thing, you do sales for a year on stage, not the next thing for the next year, next thing for next year, and try them all out.
No. All through my teens and formative years, I was on stage doing the la-di-da, as I call it, the razzle-dazzle. And, coming from an immigrant family, my parents were very determined for me and my sister to have real jobs. And as my dad would always put it in my teens, be serious and be conservative, which didn't work out really. So I pushed down what I call my frustrated diva thespian for about, I'd say 20, 25 years and dabbled in a whole lot of different things, events, PR, marketing. I worked for one of Shark Tank's ladies, Naomi Simpson, for about 10 years, and I learnt the art of building a brand, sales, and company values and culture. So I did get to do a lot of presenting. I even had a skateboard school at one point at Fox Studios. So that was a bit of performance art because guess what? I'm the idiot who starts a skateboard school not knowing how to skate. So
But did you learn to skate?
I learned very quickly.
Could you do the ramp? Can you go in the bowl? Can you do
I
any
do
tricks?
not bowl skate, but I can ollie.
All right. It's pretty hard to ollie.
It is hard to ollie.
What is that?
I'll explain that to you, Amy, because I'll take you
I've
back to my
I've never
skating
skated.
I
my
can teach
skating
you.
history.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
pretty
tell
much
me.
to do an ollie, you would go forward, okay, on your board. You would then lift the front of the board by leaning back, and then you would push your right foot or your left foot forward onto the front of the board, lifting all wheels off the ground at the same time.
It's a gravity. It's a
when you see them, like it looks like
Jump.
they're jumping.
yeah. It looks
Pretty
so
much, yeah.
easy. Anytime you see a skateboarder just jumping over some crack in the road, that's mastery.
Wow.
Mastery.
Can you
It's like
do
a-
that then?
I wish we had a board in the studio. I've got a skateboard in the house that Tony Hawk
Next time.
signed. Tony Hawk signed it for me. I've got that in the house. I'm going to bring it into the studio. We're going to have it in here for challenges in the future.
Do you know what? And we can do
No.
an Amy Bondi radio challenge, and I'll come in.
Oh
and
my goodness!
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know how many challenges he puts me through? My
I would love to
honestly.
do that. But coming back to that, so that was, skating around Fox with pigtails on as a 30-year-old, which was just yesterday, obviously. That was a kind of performance art. But then I went down the rabbit hole of IVF, let's put it this way. The last 20 years, I've suffered everything from depression to IVF grief to you name it. I've gone through everything. And I've come out the other side. So last year, while I was still married, my ex-husband started dabbling in stand-up. So I thought, look, as someone who loves putting on events and bringing people together, and someone who loves to bring joy to my community, I think I was just on the cusp of crowning myself as Queen of Fun. I said to my ex, I'll put on a show for you. It was just before the COVID lockdown. It was March 15 last year. I'm sure a lot of Bondi locals listening to this might have been at that show. We had 140 people at that first show. And suddenly I was a hit. I emceed. It was an amazing turnout. It was kind of like the Last Supper before the big lockdown. Then we went into lockdown, and a couple of months later, I thought I'll pick it back up again. And Potts Point were very kind to bring me on as a partner. And I just kept doing one show after another, selling out one show after another during COVID, which was kind of bonkers. But obviously, last year and still, people need to get out and let off steam and laugh. So my Queen of Fun status still stands. I've been doing it for a year, and coming back to Mrs. Maisel. Mrs. Maisel is an awesome TV show, award-winning show about a Jewish mama of two little rugrats whose husband thinks he's funny. He goes up on stage and bombs, leaves her, and then she gets drunk, goes up, bears a tit. She's a hit. So I didn't bear a tit at my first show, but it could happen tomorrow night. I've plucked, so it's going to be okay.
When in doubt, give us a flash.
I do guarantee fun at my comedy shows. So I tell everyone who buys a ticket to my shows, if you don't have fun, I'll do a naked lap of the venue. But I have plucked,
To wit, to woo.
so it's going to be okay.
One time, what's going to happen is it'll be a smaller venue. all friends will get together. They'll all buy the tickets, and they'll just say, you know what, we didn't have any fun. Off you strip and run round.
Yeah.
That's it. They'll do that as a challenge. They'll get that. They'll get you.
This is you back onto your challenges.
Well, I
That's
just
what
got
it
to
is.
keep plucking.
Yeah.
It's all going to be
And
okay
then
on
you'll
the
be
night.
quiet.
And what happens in the room stays in the room. So I did have a sex show last year. I just love saying that out loud during the
Yeah, you
daytime.
do. Yeah.
And it got crazy
Oh.
in the room.
So what happened?
Wow.
What happened in the sex show that got so crazy?
Let's put it this way. We had bottles of champagne, and by the end of the night, there were people coming on stage for a Barbarella whip.
Right? What's that? Some kind of ice cream?
No, it would be a great ice cream. I should talk to Streets about gluten-free Barbarella whip. What would it have in it? It'd have to have some raspberry or licorice or licorice all
yum.
sorts. I'm very 70s vintage, so if it was an ice cream, I do love a gay time, I have to say. I love that you can still buy a gay time.
Yes.
And that there are rainbow gay times.
It's brilliant.
I have a gay time at every show, and I
What about
would
this
like
whip
an ice
then? I
cream.
wanna-
Just for
I
our
wanna see this
our
whip.
listeners around the world, a gay time is an ice lolly here in Australia. For all our listeners overseas, they won't know what that is.
A
But
gay
it's
time is a
it's an ice lolly.
fabulous mouth orgasm of Pleasure, which is all things crunchy and caramelly and vanilla-ish, and it's still only about $2.50, which is pretty cheap here in
Not too bad.
Australia, isn't it?
Not too shabby.
Do you remember when paddle pops were 20 cents? So paddle pops were the
I don't.
original
I know
kind of
paddle
chocolate ice
pops,
cream.
but we wouldn't have been in the country when it was 20 cents.
No
20
way.
cents. I remember when stamps were 20 cents.
There you
I still
go.
give it, so I give a whip for $1 a crack since I've been separated. Money's tight. So
Whip-
I say
whip for $1 a crack.
$1 a whip in the break for anyone who comes to my comedy shows. That's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Bugging. You know, I might be
So
a
you
queen,
never-
but I'm cheap. I'm cheap.
So
cheap
do-
queen.
So
Do you never
basically,
get-
they get up on stage, you give them a whip, and they pay you $1.
Do you ever get people coming to the gig who are dressed in all just leather and stuff like that, chaps on and things like that,
Well-
snooker ball in the mouth, sitting in the front row thinking $1's not bad for a whip, because normally I pay $55 for
Well,
you know.
especially in Potts
So you've got all
Point.
these, what are they? What are they? The
BDSM.
BDSM. You got all them sitting in the front
Hardcore.
row, just walking up with whip.
You can tell Keith has had his
away it
coffee.
goes.
Satisfied for the night.
Yeah, that's
tell
it,
you
and then they just
what.
all leave.
I am not doing well with the $1 a whip kind of return on investment because I'm very generous. I'm a very generous queen. And I do use my whip, you know, in some of the venues. I've been performing at Bondi Bolo, even out at Castle Hill. I've been wheeling out the whip there. But when comedians are given a certain amount of time to do their set, and a lot of shows, you know, they'll get a flashing light or something like that. At my shows, I flash my whip. So if they want to get a whip, and some of them do, they just ramble on like I
And then you
do.
go,
Yeah. And then they get whipped off stage. I have lost some performers that way. Some guys don't like being queenie pussy whip, but
Is
you know,
it
do you-
only
do you
guys that
like-
you whip? Is
do
it
you
only
like
guys?
the
that you whip?
guys.
Would you like
Mo-
being whipped?
Mainly the guys.
Should we get you whipped?
Yeah.
I
I could
I
take-
won't charge you this morning because I'm feeling super
think
Oh,
generous.
that's
You should
nice.
take a
good.
whip.
Okay, I'll take a whip. Okay.
All right, so Keith's heading over here
Ooh.
now. Here he comes, heading
Normally,
over.
yeah.
And we're just about to do
It
a
actually
whip.
does hurt a little bit. My
Make
son's looking a
I
little
love
bit
it how
worried
you really
over here.
got yourself.
Yeah, that's what the guys do. It's like they've
You
done
got
this
yourself
before.
prepared.
Yeah,
Hands
wait a
on
minute.
knees and everything. It's brilliant. Come on then.
Watch out, Amy.
Watch out. Here we
I don't know if I'm too keen on the double-handed.
Oh,
no,
she's
no.
it's like a
No,
golf
I
club.
look like I play tennis.
All right. Whoa.
Is that bad?
that was
Next time.
That was intense.
Did you hear the slap?
I heard it.
Yeah. Unless you get the slap.
Keith
Yeah.
looked pretty satisfied with that, to be honest.
I just thought it was going to be a lot sorer, but it wasn't
Do
too
you wanna
bad.
go,
it
Amy? Do you wanna
yeah,
go?
give Amy a
Oh,
shot.
go on then.
The thing is,
Take a whip.
she got me above both cheeks, and don't be fooled by that little red bit at the end with the heart on it. She doesn't even use that bit. She uses the stick. She'll just whack with a stick.
I tell you what, lately
That's what happened to me
at my
anyway.
comedy shows, people want to touch my whip. I'm going to start selling these. I'm like, don't touch my whip, people. It's like,
Okay, turn around because we need to see your bottom on the camera, obviously.
here we go.
Back to
No.
forward a little bit. I'll direct you.
Get your bottom
That's
in
it.
position.
Okay, stand up. No, double-handed whip like I received as well.
Okay, ready? Uno, dos, tres. Oh!
Amy's smile. I don't know if Amy initially liked it, but then had second thoughts.
I tell you what.
Have you had your? You used to get to go.
I
you know what?
enjoyed it for
Do you
like a
wanna whip?
split second, and then
We've all got
Before
to
we
have
go
a-
down the rabbit hole of how Amy and I have met, I actually bought this to spice up my marriage a couple of years ago. That didn't work, did it?
No, that's never.
now I'm a bit concerned about where that whip's been.
I know, it's a bit gross.
Maybe keep that to yourself.
No, but when I was living in two homes after I separated last year, I used to use a beach paddle.
Ooh.
That hurts too.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a golf club with no golf club end
Not
on it.
as threatening. Bit flaccid. I'm gonna.
What did you actually hit me with? Because my butt is stinging.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have a little love heart, little
Ooh.
love bite there tonight.
All right, so tickets. So how do we get the tickets then? What do people need to do to get
Tickets.
tickets?
All
And
right.
we're gonna give some tickets away on the show, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I can give a couple of tickets away for some lucky punters. So, you can get tickets through the Potts Point Hotel website.
Fantastic.
Or go to barbarellaproductions.com.au and you'll see my ticket link there. If you're on Insta, I'm at Barbarella Bondi or Barbarella Comedy Nights. Ticket giveaway, what are we doing? A double pass for fun for tomorrow night.
Yeah,
So
cool.
people need to hit me up on Barbarella Bondi And what can we do to get them playing to
Well, normally
win?
we would put a little social media post up saying about your event and how they could get tickets, and then we would make
Tell me,
we would make a
darling.
question there. for
Sometimes
them.
a queen needs to be led. So lead, darling. You can be my king for the morning. if you like.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah,
we'll come
we
up with
will,
something.
indeed.
You do that and tell me what to do, and I cannot
When's the one
wait.
in Coogee?
And then Coogee Diggers, I'm launching in their Velvet Room on
Fancy.
April 9.
Fantastic.
So I
that's
cannot
during-
wait to bring that one to the audience.
Yeah,
there.
amazing. Well,
Yeah.
we can't wait to see.
It's so funny. Like I put the option to the ops manager there. What theme would you like? Hi, Leo. Can we bring Leo in for the last
Here
bit
he
of this?
is.
Yeah, here he is. So
Leo's
everybody-
my social media manager and also budding little Seinfeld, I call him. He gets up at the start of some of my shows. He's a tough act to follow and tells a joke.
Liam, if you want to wave at this camera, you can wave
you're
to
on
everybody
camera
because
now,
we're on the
like,
camera
Leo's
just
gotta go
now.
to school
Over here in
soon.
front of my
Just
finger.
here?
That's
Over
it.
here.
Tiny little camera there.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. So
You're
that's
live
it. So
on camera.
You're live on YouTube, Facebook, and you're also live on Mixcloud as well to the world.
Amazing. So say
Yay.
g'day.
Okay,
Leo
guys. Well,
goes to Bondi
thank
Beach
you for
Public
joining us
School.
in the studio. It's been great to catch up with you again. Looking
Thank
forward
you
to.
so much. And I just want to say, if you can't make tomorrow night's show, April 9 is online at the moment on Humanitics. And that show is themed lust, just for fun.
How many tickets do you sell?
Well, if I'm lucky, I sell out, you know, if
but
people
how
want to come and
many?
play.
How many tickets do you make?
Well, how many? I can sell 60 tickets for my shows at Potts Point Hotel.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great.
Can't
All right.
wait. Can't wait to see everyone there.
Bondi bowling.
Thanks, Stephanie. Okay,
Questions
guys.
later. Thanks for having me, guys.
You're welcome.
welcome.
This is Bondi Radio. Very good morning to you.